Hello children, so this is chapter 4, moving charges and magnetism. Okay, in this we will be covering the topic of Biot-Savart's law and its applications. So this is first topic, which is Biot-Savart's law. Now, what is Biot-Savart's law? According to this, the small amount of magnetic field, this dB, B is a symbol for magnetic field, the small amount of magnetic field which is produced by a small current carrying element. This is a wire, XY is a wire which is carrying current I. Now, its small, a current element you'll have to select, which is a very fine piece of length. Infinite it's very small. This is fine piece of length dl, and it is carrying current I in a particular direction. The magnetic field due to this at point P dB is directly proportional to how much current does it carry, and directly proportional to the length of the current element, and directly proportional to sine of theta. We'll have to show theta here. Okay, and inversely proportional to square of the distance, and this is the distance r. You can see it here as well. This is distance r of point P, where we need to find out the magnetic field due to this current element of length dl. Theta is here. So this is what is Biot-Savart's law. We can combine all these. We will get this removing proportionality. We will get a constant here, which is k. Now this constant proportionality is equal to mu naught by 4 pi, and its value is 10 to the power minus 7. So we can substitute mu naught by 4 pi in place of k, and our final equation will be dB, which is small amount of magnetic field, is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into I dl sin theta by r square. This equation is known as Biot-Savart's law. Right. Now we'll have to express this law in vector form. Okay, so every vector can be written as magnitude into unit vector. So dV vector will be written as dB is magnitude into unit vector. Let's substitute dB as per Biot-Savart's law. It is mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. We substituted. Fine, this is Biot-Savart's law in vector form. Now it can further be improved. We have multiplied and divided by r. Okay, now we'll use the fact that AB sin theta into unit vector is A cross B. Right. So here we'll compare that this is dl is A and this is B, this is sin theta, this is unit vector. So this can be written as, this entire quantity can be written as dl vector cross r vector, and r square into r will be r cube. So this is my Biot-Savart's law in vector form. Okay. Now from here we know that in class 11th we have done that if a vector is cross product of two vectors, then this answer vector, resultant vector, is perpendicular to first vector, perpendicular to second vector, and perpendicular to the plane containing A cross B. Similarly, here this dB vector, which is magnetic field, will be perpendicular to dl vector and r vector, and to the plane containing dl cross r. So this is to be written at last, which is regarding the direction of magnetic field, and direction of magnetic field is determined by right and thumb rule. Okay, if thumb represents the direction of flow of current, then the curl of right hand will represent the direction of magnetic field, and it is vice versa also. So if curls are representing current, then thumb will represent magnetic field. So role can be reversed. So here you can see in this diagram, if this is the direction of current and here we need to find out the magnetic field, then this is right and thumb. Okay, and curl are pointed inward. So here magnetic field is inward. Inward we will be showing by arrow, like this cross. Okay, and outward will be showing dot. If arrow is coming towards you, that is outward. Okay, and if you see this portion, that is cross, that will be showing you inwards. An arrow moving away. Okay, so now we have the similarities between Biot-Savart's law and Coulomb's law. What are the similarities? So field at any point vary inversely as the square of the distance, right? So electrostatic field can be written as, we know it, kq by r square, right? And magnetic field, today only we have seen in this video that it is equal to mu naught by 4 pi, which is k again. So it is equal to I dl sin theta by r square. So field is inversely proportional to square of the distance. Electrostatic field and magnetic field is also proportional to square of the distance. So both the fields vary inversely at the square of the distance. So this is one similarity. Both obey superposition principle. So yes, net field at a point, net electrostatic field at a point is vector sum of individual electric fields exerted by all the charges present in the scenario. Similarly, net magnetic field is equal to vector sum of all the magnetic fields, okay, whoever current elements are present in that scene. So both obey a superposition principle. So these are the similarities between both the laws. Now coming to the differences between Biot-Savart's law and Coulomb's law, electric field, that is Coulomb's field, is produced by charge, right? The source of electric field is charge, which is a scalar quantity. So it has scalar source. But the source of magnetic field is a current element. What is a current element? It's a small length which carries current in a particular direction. This is current element, which is a vector quantity. The source of magnetic field is a vector quantity and source of electrostatic fields is a scalar quantity. Now coming to next point, electric field is always acting along the displacement vector. Yes, it is away from the charge, positive charge, and towards the negative charge. This is how it acts, right? So it is along the displacement vector is correct, whereas the magnetic field acts perpendicular to the plane containing L cross R. So yes, we have seen in Biot-Savart's law in vector form, it is equal to mu naught by 4 pi, which I am writing as K I D L sine theta by R squared. Okay, this is we write in scalar form. So because I have taken in vector form, so I'll have to improve it. It is dl cross r upon r cube. So yes, it is perpendicular to the plane containing dl cross r. So they have said that the electric field is along displacement vector, whereas magnetic field is perpendicular to the displacement vector. Okay, now electric field is not depending on theta, correct? There is no mention of theta in the formula of electric field, whereas in magnetic field, yes, it comes. How does it come? It comes dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta by r square. So yes, magnetic field takes a dependence on theta, trigonometric term, or you can say theta, orientation, okay, placement, positioning, you can say. Okay, now coming to this. This is first and important application of Biot-Savart's law, which is Biot-Savart's law help us to find out the magnetic field due to a straight conductor carrying current. So this is first application, which is a full-fledged topic as well, an important topic. So we'll begin with the diagram. You can see this purple one is your diagram. So you can label it as XY. So this is your straight wire which is carrying current I also you can label. Okay, so I have selected this small piece of current element which is dl. Now dl is located L away from point O, and O is perpendicular to point P, and P is the point where we need to find out the magnetic field, and distance of point P from this current element is R. Theta is shown here as per Biot, and this angle is phi. This is only the new term, and this is my perpendicular distance A. So you will note down all the quantities very nicely. Let us look at A. A is perpendicular distance between O and P, right? L is the distance between current element and point A. You can see current element, you can see point O, right? So you should know about all the quantities. Now coming to the topic, because it is an application of Biot-Savart's law, so we'll begin it like this using Biot-Savart's law. So what equation do we know? dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta by r square. Okay, so this is the magnetic field generated by the small current carrying element. If you can see here, the small current carrying element is generating this much magnetic field dB at point P. Now we will be replacing dl and sine theta and r. Okay, we will be replacing these three quantities. So how to replace? We will be replacing and reporting in terms of A and phi. These two symbols are allowed, A and phi. So we have to replace dl. First quantity is dl. Okay, second quantity is r, and then we have to replace sine theta. So let us see. In triangle OCP, let us look at triangle OCP. Can you see O, C, this point is C, right? And look at point P. Okay, so this is the triangle OCP. Here we have to keep L up, A down, L up, A down. In terms of phi, this is phi. So you can see L is perpendicular, right? And A is base, right? So this is tangent phi. So L is equal to 8 and phi. Now I'm differentiating with respect to phi. So this is d by d phi applicable on both the sides, and a tan phi can be written as a outside tan phi's differentiation is sec square phi. So my dl is ready as a secant square phi d phi. This is my first equation. Now I'll have to target R now. So R up, A down. So what is R? R is your hypotenuse. A is your base for phi. Right? This angle is phi. Everyone needs to pay attention. This angle is phi. So R is your hypotenuse. A is your base. So hypotenuse upon base is equal to secant phi. So my R is also ready. Two quantities are ready. Now talk about theta. You can see theta. Can you see theta here? Yes. So theta and phi will make a sum of 90 degree. So theta is equal to 90 minus phi. We will take sine on both sides. So sine theta is equal to sine of 90 minus phi, which is cos phi. So I am ready with all three. I am ready with dl's value in terms of a and phi. I am ready with r's value in terms of a and phi, and sine theta in terms of phi. Okay, so this is my Biot's equation, right? Everyone knows this is Biot's equation. So we'll be replacing dl and r and sine theta. So this is the value of dl, this is the value of sine theta, which is cos phi, and this is the value of r square. So squaring, you can see certain terms will cancel out. Okay, what are the terms that will cancel out? Secant square phi will cancel out secant square phi, and 1 power of a will be cancelled by 1 power of a. So rest of the terms are written like this. Mu naught by 4 pi, I is there, a is there, cos phi d phi. You will get to know. So this is the magnetic field which is produced due to the small current element, this current element at point P. And I have reported the answer in terms of A and phi, which are allowed. Now we'll have to find out the magnetic field due to the entire length of the wire, and for that we'll be integrating on both the sides. So integrating both the sides, we have done the integration. dB will change into B, correct? Mu naught by 4 pi outside, I by A outside, because these are constant. Cos phi d phi are left here. Now we'll have to implement limits. Now how to check limit? The angle with one end of the wire, you can label it as minus phi, 1. And the angle with other end of the wire, straight wire, with point P, where you need to find out the magnetic field, this angle you can label it as phi 2. So limits will be from minus phi 1, minus is below the quadrant, below the line, minus phi 1 to phi 2. These are the limits. Cos phi's integration is sin phi. Okay, so integration done. Now limits are from minus phi 1 to phi 2. Now we'll put the limits mu naught by 4 pi as it is, I by a as it is, sine first upper limit, then minus sine of lower limit. Sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. So that will be minus sine phi, and minus minus will be plus. So this is the final formula for magnetic field. You do a straight wire, very, very important formula. And how do I memorize it? I memorize it like this: mu naught by 4 pi. I don't memorize in terms of A, because A can be occupied in the numerical for some other thing. So I always memorize it. I by perpendicular distance. Okay, now here it is sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. These are the angles, phi 1 and phi 2, the angles between the ends to that point. Now we have some special cases. Let us see these special cases as well. So if the conductor is infinitely long, yes, if it is infinitely long, so you can say this angle will never be touching the ends. So both the angles phi 1 and phi 2 in this case would be 90 if the wire is infinitely long, and we know the value of sine 90 is 1. So we'll substitute here. 1 plus 1 will be 2, 2, and this 4 will be cancelled. So answer is this. So this is the magnetic field when the wire is infinitely long. Very important to be used in a numerical. General formula is very important. Special cases you can always derive. Now coming to the next. If the conductor is infinitely long, but the point is near one end. So in this situation, in second situation, the point is near one end. So say the point is here. This point P is not here. You can draw a line like, okay, and the point is here. So that means one angle is 90 and other angle is 0. Right? So one angle is 0, sine 0 is 0, sine 90 is 1. So you can substitute the value. This is the value of magnetic field. Now coming to the graph between magnetic field and distance. So you can see magnetic field's formula that I have memorized is mu naught by 4 pi. You can write it as K also. I by perpendicular distance, and then will come your sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. Okay, so magnetic field and perpendicular distance are inversely proportional. So this is a graph. As distance increase, magnetic field decrease. Right. Then we have like how to find out the direction of magnetic field, again by right hand thumb rule or Maxwell right hand screw rules. So those rules are we are well aware of. So you can see if this is current, right? If this is the direction of current, then keep your thumb here. So that rule you knows. Okay. So magnetic field around a straight wire are in form of concentric circles, and these circles center lie on the wire, and they grow in size as we move away, and the sense of magnetic field is governed by right hand thumb rule. So magnetic field is in form of concentric circles. So you can draw a number of diagrams on this. Otherwise in 10th also we had. Now come to the very important topic, which is the second application of Biot-Savart's law. Very important topic. Second application of Biot-Savart's law, magnetic field at an axial point due to current in circular wire. Okay, at an axial point due to circular wire. So for this, we'll look at these figures properly. We'll try to understand something about the direction, and then we'll get to the topic. Okay, here we are just trying to know something about the direction. So this is your loop, right? And this is the direction of current. Okay, and this is your center, and this is your axial line. So somewhere here you need to find out the magnetic field. Okay. Okay, so you can see though there is a dotted line. Okay, coming to this, you can see that here we have considered a current element. Okay, the circle is not visible, the loop is not visible. Loop is like this. Loop is faded so that you can see the current element. Okay, and the point is here. You need to find out the magnetic field here. So how is the current? Current is like this. Okay, you keep your curls like they have used, and this is the direction of magnetic field. So due to this current element which is located here, magnetic field is like this. Memorize, understand. Due to the current element which is located here, magnetic field is this, dB. Very important. Then coming to next. If we imagine one more current element here, the magnetic field will be like this. This is dB, 2, dB dash. You keep your curls here, and your thumb will point out. Right hand thumb will tell you the direction of magnetic field. So understanding the direction is important. Okay, now coming to the derivation. Yeah, so we'll draw this diagram. Let us label all the parts shown in the diagram. Very important. This is my radius of the circle. This is my axial distance. Look here, this is the point, right? And this is axial line, and P is the point where you wish to find out the magnetic field due to the current carrying loop. This is current, this is sense of current. Now this is one current element, this is another current element, and we have just understood that this will be the magnetic field due to this current element, and this will be the magnetic field due to this current element. So let me highlight the arrows. This is the current due, this is the magnetic field due to first current element, that is upper current element, right? And due to the second current element, which is located diametrically opposite to this, this is the current element, and its magnetic field is this. So due to this, this is the magnetic field. Now see, what is the value of magnetic field? Using Biot-Savart's law, it's mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta by s square. Now what is theta? Theta is the angle between dl and r. You know, display. Matlab here it is s. Okay. You can see this is denoted by s, the distance between current element and the point. Okay. So what is? So let us look at it once again. Okay, so we'll understand it once again. Okay, because topic is really important. So let's do it. We will write down the magnetic field due to first current element. Upper current element, it is simple, mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta by r square we write, but right now it is s. S is the distance between the current element and the point. So notation is S. So that is what I wish to highlight, that here I have taken the symbol S. So do not get confused. Now talk about theta. In this diagram, theta is not clear. So we can take help of any other diagram which is strong enough to explain us about the angle. So you can see here, this is DL. Can you see this arrow? Yes, this is DL. And this is your that which I have taken as S. And also here it is visible that the angle is 90 degree. Otherwise you can take simply a bangle and you can understand. If you'll take the bangle, you will understand that this, and you will keep anything, any two lines here, the angle will be 90 degree. So that angle is 90 degree. You can generalize for circular turns and arcs. Theta is 90. Biot wala angle is 90 for circular turns and arcs. Sine 90 is 1. Substitute here and wait. This is your dB. Mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine theta is 1 and it is s square. Very important. Keep in mind it is s. Generally we take r, but right now in this topic it is s. Now similarly, we have selected one more diametrically opposite identical current element that is having same length. Its magnetic field is this. Upper one's magnetic field is this, that we have understood already. So, see, I have written the direction of this magnetic field. Upper one's magnetic field as PQ. Okay, now one more important thing that I would like to show you here. Look, this is phi, this is some angle phi. So, phi plus this 1, 5 plus 1 is 90, clear from the diagram, 5 plus 1 is 90, and 1 plus this is x, let it be, and 1 plus x is also 90, clear from the diagram. Okay, this is true, right? 5 plus 1, let us look at these angles very carefully. Phi is this plus 1 is 90, and 1 this angle plus remaining this x is 90. So both you will keep equal, phi will come equal to x. So that is why here they have written directly phi. So now dB's component along phi will be dB cos phi, and without phi will be this one is dB sin phi. So now we know about the components. Now we have selected one more diametrically opposite current element whose magnetic field is this, है ना, given by P Q dash. Correct. If it is not visible, we can change the color. Yeah, its magnetic field is given by this line. This line is your P Q dash. Okay, now similarly this is phi, so you can write directly here phi. So its component will be this dB dash cos phi, let it be, and this will be dB dash sin phi. Without phi component is sin component, and with phi component is cos component. So you can write that value also. See, I have written. Now let us assume one more, this is one more identical current element situated diametrically opposite to O. New element is at O dash. So would you like to see O dash? This is O dash. Its magnetic field is this line. Again and again we are telling. So magnetic field's value dB dash you can denote, but it will be mu naught by 4 pi. Same current is flowing, same is the length of the current element, and same is S square. This is S because it is identical element. So it is along PQ dash. Please tell the direction. After that you say that this is phi and this is dB dash cos phi and this is dB dash sin phi. Then you say from the diagram we see that the cos components are equal and opposite, equal in magnitude and opposite in direction, so they'll cancel out. You can see in the diagram cos components of both will cancel out. Okay, because they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. But sine components are getting added up. So you can see this is one sine component, this around one sine component. Sine components are getting added up. So net magnetic field will be found by adding all sine components. If two sine components are getting added up, sine components of all the elements that we will fragment the circle into will be added up. So net magnetic field will be found by integrating all sign components of magnetic field. If you wish, if you find that the diagram is not clear, then you can draw a component diagram on your own. This is the magnetic field due to dl, and this is the magnetic field due to diametrically opposite current element. This is phi, so this is dB cos phi. You can make one separate diagram for examiner, and this is your dB dash cos phi. Upper one is also cos, yeah, with theta is cos. And now you can draw sine wala components. This is dB sin phi, this is dB dash sin phi. So sine components are getting added up. Let us substitute the value of dB. Mu naught by 4 pi I dl 4 pi s square sin phi as it is. Okay, now mu naught outside, 4 pi outside, I outside, though. Now we'll open this sine. Sine can be opened as perpendicular by hypotenuse. So let us see. See, first of all, this is radius. For me, this is radius and this is axial distance. Axial distance between center and point P. My notations are these. Okay, so sine phi can be written as perpendicular, which is R, you can see here, and hypotenuse, which is S. So sine phi I have opened like this. Rest of the quantities have gone out. 3 quantities have gone out. Only dl and S square is written. S square into S is S cube. You can take it out. Okay, dl is left. Dl's integration is 2 pi r. Obviously, this was radius and dl was located here. So dl's integration will be entire length of the loop, which will be 2 pi r. You can substitute here. Now what is S? So you can see in this diagram, S is hypotenuse. So you know what is S. S is this, right? S is this. You can substitute here. So that will be your B magnetic fields formula. Mu naught by 4 pi I R was there. This is 2 pi R, dl's integration, and this. So 2 pi and 4 pi will give you 2. R into R will give you R square. So this is the final formula, and very important, if the loop is having n turns, if your loop is having n turns, that will be multiplied by, result will be multiplied by n. So how do I learn this formula? This is very important. First of all, magnetic field at axial point of loop, current carrying loop though, axial point. This is loop, this is center, this is axial point, this is A. I am telling you the labeling once again, and radius is radius. Okay, yeah, this is radius, and this is slant distance, which is biot wala distance. Point is here. Okay, so you can make a proper diagram. Yeah, so this is the n times mu naught I radius square. Symbol can be any x, y, z, anything symbol. 2, there is no pi, radius square plus axial distance square to the power 2, and then it is axial distance square. It is let me write it properly so that there is no confusion. It is axial distance square and 2 whole the power 3 by 2. Whole to the power 3 by 2. You can see here r square plus a square to the power 3 by 2. So this is the result. Now coming to special cases. Special cases, magnetic field at the center. So your axial point was here, right? Suppose the point is at the center, then axial distance is 0. Axial distance is 0. Can you substitute here 0? So you will get, when you will substitute here 0, what would you get? Only r square to the power 3 by 2. 2 will be cancelled. This 2 and this 2, it will be r cube. So this is your formula. R square and r cube will be cancelled. So this is the formula, magnetic field at the center of current carrying loop. Now case number 2 is for far axial point. When your distance is too far, so that means axial distance is too large, then radius can be ignored from addition or subtraction, not from multiplication. So radius can be ignored. Please ignore, please put 0 here. So it will be a square to the power 3 by 2. 2 will be cancelled. This 2 and this 2 will be cancelled. So it is this. So B far axial, magnetic field at far axial point of a current carrying loop is inversely proportional to axial distance ka cube. So pattern is like this, that everyone knows, class 10th. Magnetic field is in form of concentric circles with center on the wire. This is first circle, second circle, third circle, and right hand thumb rule is always applicable. And then you can see here as well. Okay, now the summary of what we have done in this video. We have done Biot-Savart's law. This is the equation for Biot-Savart's law. dB the magnetic field, small amount of magnetic field due to this current carrying element dl at a distance r is given by this. Okay. Diagram you have to remember. For Biot-Savart's law, we have this diagram. This is the current element, this is the point, this is distance r, this is theta, and this is dl, and this is I, whole quantity shown. Then this is magnetic field due to straight wire. All topics are very important. Please prepare properly. Mu naught by 4 pi I by perpendicular distance sin phi 1 plus sin phi 2. So this is I, and this is your perpendicular distance A, and phi 1 phi 2 are the angles for the ends. And this is magnetic field at the axial point of current carrying loop. Okay, n times mu naught I radius square it is. Okay, so you can write it clearly, and it is twice radius square plus axial distance square to the power 3 by 2. And at the center, magnetic field at the center of current carrying loop is this. In the next video you will get the numericals based upon these topics. Kindly prepare very nicely. Thank you.